Welcome to California, the Golden State, most populous in the nation, and known for having one of the most extensive freeway networks in the country. With California's geography, it is only natural that the state has several major highways to move people and goods between north and south. You have US 101, Interstate 5, and California 99. But when it comes to safety, it is not the interstate that's the most dangerous, not even the US highway. Nope, it's the state route, California 99. Shocking, right? California's most dangerous highway doesn't even touch the Bay Area nor Los Angeles and its seemingly thousands of suburbs. Instead, the danger is right smack dab down the center of the state in the Central Valley, California 99. And on this video, we are going to find out why. So first, what is California 99? California 99 is a state route running north and south through the Central Valley of California. It quite literally travels through the heart of the state and facilitates much of the movement throughout California's agricultural regions. The southern terminus is at Interstate 5 near Wheeler Ridge, while the northern terminus is at California 36 in Red Bluff, just east of Interstate 5 again. Along the way, it passes through cities such as Bakersfield, Fresno, Modesto, Stockton, Merced, Sacramento, and Chico. The quality of the highway varies greatly, from a 2-lane rural roadway all the way up to a full controlled access highway with multiple lanes. The southern terminus up to the Sacramento area has been fully upgraded to a freeway with at least 2 lanes on each side, as of today, with long-range plans by Caltrans to upgrade this section to interstate standards, and at least 6 lanes to serve as an alternative to Interstate 5. California 99 is a part of the former US Route 99, which was a long-distance highway that ran from the Mexican border in California to the Canadian border in Washington. After it was mostly replaced by Interstate 5, the highway was decommissioned and has been since replaced with State Route 99 in the West Coast states. Now, with that understood, what makes this route so dangerous? First, let's look at the stats. A report from Value Penguin, a private consumer research organization, found that between 2011 and 2015, the 424-mile highway was the site of 264 fatal crashes, which resulted in a rate of 62.3 fatal accidents per 100 miles. This figure was cited as the highest of any major highway in the country and nearly 4 times the national average. More recent data from a 2018 to 2022 study confirms that this alarming rate has held steady, with 445 deaths over that period, averaging 89 fatalities per year and maintaining the same 62.3 fatal accidents per 100 miles metric. And this figure has held steady for over a decade despite California's efforts to improve the roadway. Also of note is that it is more dangerous than both I-5 and US 101, despite those freeways being significantly more busy. The highway's overall risk profile is further illuminated by a closer look at specific highly dangerous segments. So let's take a look at those. The Fresno area is repeatedly cited as a fatality hotspot, with one study reporting 34 deaths between 2011 and 2015, which is more than any other city on the route. And this area is a particular concern because it is where high-speed traffic intersects with the dense urban fabric of a major city, leading to a complex and dangerous mix of commuter and long-distance traffic. Bakersfield and its surrounding Kern County is also identified as a particularly perilous area. A 2022 study found that California 99 and California 178 tied for 9th deadliest road in the state, with 13 fatalities in 2022 alone. This segment, much like the area around Fresno, is a nexus of multiple risk factors, including high traffic volume, frequent lane changes, and varying speed limits.
Start with breaking news tonight just south of Bakersfield, where 3 semis crashed on Highway 99. This is video from earlier on the southbound side. One of the trucks rolled over onto its side. Traffic was affected, but the cleanup is underway and some cars now are getting through.
The Manteca-Modesto area offers a textbook example of how a combination of design flaws creates a dangerous environment. A transportation expert analysis reveals a fundamental design flaw in the segment between the 120 interchange and the Stanislaus River Bridge, where lane widths and shoulders are 18 inches narrower than the standards. And this narrowing, a cost-saving measure from a prior project, contributes to a speed differential that increases collision potential. Now, the Austin Road interchange, built in 1955, is also a long-standing point of contention, with its at-grade rail crossing and short problematic ramps that fail to accommodate modern traffic flow. Another key deficiency is the outdated interchange system. Many sections were built with partial or half interchanges that do not meet current Caltrans design standards. These ramps often have restrictive dimensions and are too short, forcing drivers, especially those large trucks, to merge or exit at unsafe speeds. And finally, poor lighting is a well-documented problem. One study labeled Highway 99 as the darkest road in the U.S., and it was found that poor lighting contributed to 40% of all fatal accidents on the roadway over a recent 5-year period. So what we can conclude here about Highway 99 is that it's designed as an old, early 20th century route, unlike modern interstate highways, was never built to handle high-speed, high-traffic volumes. It is a product of decades of piecemeal upgrades that leaves it with inherent design flaws that make it dangerous for drivers. And then when you add in driver behavior, high population, and poor lighting conditions, you have the perfect cocktail of chaos on this California highway.
This is the crash that brought traffic in the northbound lane of Highway 99 to a standstill this morning.
Now, of course, California is aware of these issues with Highway 99, so let's take a look at what they're doing in order to improve things. Modernization efforts for Highway 99 have been funded by major state initiatives. Proposition 1B, a $20 billion infrastructure bond approved by California voters in 2006, specifically singled out Highway 99 for upgrades due to its outdated design. More recently, the Road Repair and Accountability Act of 2017 has provided a continuous funding stream for projects that improve safety and mobility along the corridor. In here, we could take a look at a few of the projects that are ongoing in the area. As you can see, the Madera County widening here from north of Avenue 6 to Avenue 12 is going to take it from 4 to 6 lanes. It's cost $126 million. Then we got some upgrades in Bakersfield on California 58 and 99, as they are improving both of those highways, trying to get them to interstate standards. Then there's the South Fresno corridor at American and North Avenues, where an interchange is being reconstructed to the tune of over $100 million. And then Oswald Road near Yuba City is getting traffic signals, and a roundabout at South Avenue in Tehama County. Also of interesting note is that California has proposed that California 99 be designated as either Interstate 7 or Interstate 9. And the Caltrans master plan for the route indicates a desire to upgrade the route to full interstate standards between Sacramento and Wheeler Ridge. Fresno has been at the forefront of this effort, long desiring inclusion into the interstate highway system. Now that we know all about California 99 and its danger, let's talk about what it's like to drive on the highway. Well, I just happened to have spent a good amount of time in California recently and had the pleasure of driving many parts of this route. So let's get into it. We're going to start at the southern terminus at Interstate 5 and go north. Coming off I-5, we already start off wrong, with none other than a left exit. California 99 exits to the left, and it's signed for Bakersfield and Fresno, while I-5 continues on the right lanes for Sacramento and San Francisco. Between I-5 and Bakersfield, the highway is 6 lanes wide and appears to be up to interstate standards. Out here, you are surrounded by farms, and we have a nicely manicured median down the middle of the highway. Entering the Bakersfield area, we are greeted by the typical suburban development on its outskirts. At Hosking Avenue, we get a prime example of the outdated interchange design that plagues the roadway. Look at the radius of those ramps. Looks like 1940. California 99 is the main character here in Bakersfield, and just south of downtown, we meet California 58. Another route that California has been slowly upgrading to interstate standards. Taking it east to get you to Mojave and Barstow, while heading west runs back to I-5. At the California 204, we take a northwestern turn as we exit the northern edges of the city and pass by the airport. And then after Delano, we drop down to 4 lanes, and our next city of note is Tulare. In Tulare, we have a series of outdated interchanges. Note these side ramps that are rarely seen on modern freeways. And then there is the city of Visalia. Look at this interchange with California 198. What in the world is this? Another thing to pay attention to so far on California 99 is how close it passes to the downtown areas of most of these cities. This helps add a large mix of local traffic in with the long distance traffic that uses the highway. Now next up is Fresno, known for being the largest city without an interstate highway, but it does have California 99. Now, for reference, the Fresno metro area has over 1.1 million people. California 99 is 6 lanes through Fresno and passes right next to downtown. While some of the interchanges appear to have been updated with modern designs, you can still see many outdated ramps still choking the city. Caltrans has some work to do in this area. To the right, you can get a glimpse of the little skyline as you navigate this tight freeway. Crossing the San Joaquin River marks the end of Fresno's development, and we are back among the good old farmlands. And that means it's down to 4 lanes as well. In Madera, like the other cities so far, California 99 passes right through the center. Here, California has upgraded it to 6 lanes, and it runs on a sunken path in the city. In Modesto, we get some of the most dated parts of the highway as the upgrades haven't made it up here just yet. But there is also construction underway here. So for the time being, Modesto is one of the worst sections of the highway to drive through. The road surface itself was in pretty bad shape when I drove through. So it's going to be a bumpy ride when you come up here. In this Modesto Madera area, the trucks tend to dominate the center lane. So if you're like me, you stay in the faster moving traffic in the far left lane. In this area also is that infamous Austin Road interchange that we talked about earlier. I did see construction going on, so it appears that California is in the process of rebuilding it. Also of note out here is California 120. This route is your chance to exit west and head towards the Bay Area as it runs to the 5, the 205, and then the 580 to Hayward. After Manteca is Stockton, and if you haven't noticed, between Turlock and Stockton, the development has been almost constant, and the farms are a little further away from the freeway. In Stockton, Interstate 5 is now very close by and functions as the north-south freeway for the western side of town. California 4 serves east-west traffic and gives access to downtown. In Stockton, congestion seems to just appear out of nowhere for no reason. So be prepared for a little stop and go. And finally, out of Stockton, we then have Lodi. Lodi is known for being mentioned on the TV show Sons of Anarchy. It is also known for its slew of dated interchanges along California 99. So it looks like Caltrans has its work cut out for it out here. The most bizarre of which is probably this one with Turner Road. Up ahead is the largest city on our path, the state capital, Sacramento. Entering the Sacramento area, we pass through the large and fast-growing suburb of Elk Grove. After exit 289, we hit 8 lanes, the widest point yet on the highway. And here you are surrounded by all of the big box suburban shopping you could imagine. On previous videos, we talked about metro areas that are losing population, and many of them were in California. However, the Sacramento area is not one of them. It is growing at quite the healthy clip as Californians flee the more expensive coastal areas. Sacramento is probably the most fully modernized segment of the highway. In Sacramento, we have a major interchange with US 50 from the east and Interstate 80 business from the north. And California 99 continues west on what is known as the Capitol Freeway with US 50, Interstate 80 business, and the hidden Interstate 305. Everything in Sacramento is modernized, so we don't see the same substandard interchanges from previous sections. Being an unsigned interstate, we are rocking with full interstate standards here. And soon we see signage for Interstate 5, so we meet again. And of course, California 99 joins Interstate 5 for the rest of the time in Sacramento. That golden structure you see ahead is the Tower Bridge that grants entrance into downtown Sacramento. As we leave downtown Sacramento, the Intercontinental Interstate 80 appears on the signs overhead, offering you one last chance to get to San Francisco. Or of course, you could take it east and try your luck in Reno. They have plenty of casinos out there to take your money. And soon after this interchange, it's time for the end of this partnership with I-5, as we on California 99 will exit stage right for Yuba City and Marysville, 2 cities that no one outside of California has ever heard of. Freeway status continues until the interchange with California 70, after which California 99 becomes a 4-lane undivided highway with a center lane. California agriculture is heavy out here, so don't be surprised to see several trucks hauling fruit on the roadway. California 99 goes through a few transformations in the Yuba City area. First entering the city as a 4-lane undivided highway, then becoming a controlled access highway north of Calusa Avenue, and finally dropping all the way down to a rural 2-lane roadway north of the city. At this interchange with California 149, we regain freeway status on the approach to Chico. Hey, Chico! In Chico, California 99 passes to the east of this college town known for California State University, Chico. And immediately north of Chico, the freeway ends, and we go back to 2 lanes. The rest of the journey is a quiet one, and the farms even disappear at some points. And at the junction with California 36, we see the end sign for Highway 99. Not quite making it back to I-5, but you can continue for a short distance down Antelope Boulevard to reach that interstate. All right, guys, so what can we conclude from California 99? Well, I think California 99 offers us a rare glimpse into what America would be like if the federal government never funded and built the interstate highway system. You see, most states were already planning or in the process of constructing their own freeways before the interstate highway system was developed. And you do have some people who romanticize and fantasize about what may have happened if we did not build the interstates. What you would have if we didn't build them is a bunch of California 99s. You see, driving would be a much more dangerous proposition because a lot of states would have various and inconsistent standards for designing their controlled access roadways without some federal guideline on what the standards should be. And in an effort to save money, you'll probably see left ramps and all these other substandard and dangerous things that we just talked about here on the California 99 video. And I know a lot of us who were born later don't remember what driving was like before the interstate highway system, so we kind of take it for granted at this point in time. But driving was extremely dangerous before we had our interstates. And with California being one of the largest states in the country and struggling just to get this major highway up to interstate standards, you can only imagine what many other states would have built or what type of substandard designs they would use just to get their highways built. So the biggest takeaway we can get from California 99 is to be thankful for the interstate highway system. There's a good reason why Interstate 5 is significantly safer than California 99, despite Interstate 5 actually serving a larger population. In case you didn't know, I survived Interstate 5. But that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know what you think, especially if you have been on California 99 yourself. Do you feel like it's safe when you're driving on this roadway? Can you really feel that difference when you're on California 99 compared to when you're on Interstate 5 or Interstate 80 out in California? And also, were you surprised that California 99 is more dangerous than US 101 or Interstate 5? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you on the next one.